home atmosphere with your own kids. If you repeat these things with your own kids, certainly they will be empowered.
Yes, sir. It is very useful, sir.
Very useful for them also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So Ms. Chandrika also has joined us.
Chandrika madam also from our school only.
Achha, your school, that is great.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening. How are you?
I'm good, sir. I'm school counselor, sir. I'm not a teacher.
But still, madam, you are guiding. Achha, counseling for the purpose of career counseling?
No,
for the
psychological counseling, behavior, academic and emotional.
That is right. That's right. So that is a very tough task.
Yes, sir.
Really, I know that, because putting them back on the track is a little bit different.
Yes. Whatever little help, I mean, it's.
You can extend, certainly you must. In the group yesterday, I got some messages regarding the problems of some of the teachers. Although I have written to everybody. There were certain problems. I will just read them out and then give you a wonderful solution. The wonderful solution is to die. D-I-E is die. Now, the first one is Mrs. A.S.N. Dakshinamurthy. So you from your school itself. She says nowadays in every class we can find students who are not interested in academics and try to disturb the class continuously. How to manage such students and make them to concentrate. You know, one of my webinars is on behavior management also. In January schedule, I am putting it up. I am making the January schedule. Up to 15th of January, I have already done. I'll be sharing at the end of this. But then another one is how to get them off from the mobile phone. This is also one of the major problem, major problem. Non-major from Major Ranjit. Then Mrs. Jaya Chetwani writes, post-pandemic, the attention span of the students has reduced drastically, along with increase in their fidgety and impulsive behavior. Would appreciate if few strategies to tackle these situations are shared. So number of questions are there, number of problems are there, but they are all related to behavior problem and not related directly to the 21st scheme. But if we come back down to the 21st century skills, you will find, along with other things, collaboration, competition, collaboration, then creativity, then critical thinking, and then communication. I'll come back to down. What I was telling you is answer is die. First is disengage from whatsoever the bad behavior they are doing, right? Sometimes fidgety they are writing now. The other problems in my earlier webinars have been, and to a major extent that has been solved. They are on the track of right direction or right behavior. So die is disengage. First you decide about what particular behavior has to be eliminated. Using mobile. The parents can also do a little bit because some parents are also here. And over there on the other end, most of them are teachers, principals, counselors, doctors. Even Major Ranjit is also principal. Then Padma Shri Devi is also there. Smita Smadar is there. Shubhas is there. They are all educators. So generally, I don't call you people as teachers. You are nation builders, you are pedagogues, you are motivators. Each and every task is in your behavior, your attitude, your task nature, how you act. The second one is I. First is disengage. Then I is involve. Involve yourself with them. If a child is playing with the mobile, going only for haywire, just YouTube dekhna hai or some rubbish type of notes or posts, so involve yourself. Are kya dekh rahe ho? What are you looking at? Come, let us share with me. So if he is on the wrong track, he will stop it immediately. Certainly 99% the people Dr. Anupam Sharma welcome, 99% of the cases, they will not be engaging themselves in the studies or the contents, upgradation of their knowledge. They will be engaging only in those things which are out of the purview of their even age group. They are not appropriate for their age. That is age inappropriate. And still they are in. So involve yourself. First thing is this. Now, physical behavior or any type of behavior, involvement, your involvement, I told you right from the beginning until end, I will keep on saying there are two major things in these 21st century learning skills. Two major things. That is, number one is be polite, patient, humble. Be patient. Whatsoever you are going, you see the medicine, if you take medicine for something, it will not give you result immediately. आपने इधर में pop in किया and then you are fit. It takes time. You pray to Almighty for giving some your blessings. It will take time. So you have also to be patient, to accept the things, let them come, let them start. Try to observe the changes. If the behavior is not acceptable, as Dr. Anupam Sharma might have attended my earlier webinars, she is one of the co-trainers now. And over there, I have number of, and this not only fidgeting, backtracking, stopping you, angry, destructive behavior. Disruptive behavior is basically the right or appropriate word. And why those actions happen, that will be covered in the behavior management, that will be in the journal. But involve yourself with them. Try to go for the storytelling. Okay, what have you seen in your mobile? Switch it off and now speak it out in your own words. Whatsoever you have observed, let us know about that. Just speak 20 words, 30 words, whatsoever you have seen, you have observed, just speak it out. Disengage. Then second thing is involve yourself with the kids. Whatsoever the behavior you think is positive, boost it up. Motivate them to repeat it again and again. And distract them, disengage them from the negativity or negative behavior. And finally, the thing is, the last thing is engage. Again, engage in your way of behavior, what you expect them to do, what you expect them to behave, the way you expect them to behave. Certainly, you engage them in storytelling. Give them a few colors and paper. Draw whatsoever comes to your mind. Let us see how much creative you are. Sometimes you may say, like a person, a child who is disruptive by the way of talking. Just like Jaya Chetwani also has mentioned, they are trying to interrupt attention deficit. They are not ADHD. They are not ADHD, but they are too much talkative. Call them to you and very politely. I tell you again two things: patience and humbleness. Everybody likes them. With the animals also you try. With the animals, if you try, that will also happen. So be polite. What are you going? You are going to speak something. Fine. Let everybody of us enjoy what you want to say. So once then, when they are given a chance, either they will shut up or they will start speaking out. Tell us a story yesterday evening, what you did, what your parents did, what you did with your parents, what was your dinner, what you ate, what time do you go to sleep, what you do in the morning, how you come to the school. Simple, small sentences. Try to first befriend them with you. Unless and until they befriend you, you see, be friendly. फ्रेंडशिप उनसे बनाइए, बट डोंट बी फ्रेंडली कि वो आपके शोल्डर के ऊपर हाथ रख के बात करें. Friendly means friendly atmosphere between you people to communicate with each other with freedom. without any hesitation. Yes, she is the right person to whom I can talk about my problems, my taboos, my shortcomings. मैडम हमारे घर में पढ़ने का माहौल नहीं है, टाइम नहीं मिलता. Fine, no problem. Come to me in the free period. We will sit together and we will enjoy learning. Let us see. So let us start today's session. I'll be sharing the screen now, but a brief, what you call, repetition or revision of what we did so far. So Major Saab, I have tried this evening, I have tried that slide share में full screen करने की कोशिश करी है. I don't know whether it will happen or not. Just 1 second, because I forgot to put up the plug of my laptop. Yeah, it is here. I believe so. Now you can see my full screen. No, it is still not full screen. So this is now the full screen. First, I was telling you this will be a quick revision of us, what we have done so far. Fly like an eagle is, yes.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. The
Yes.
screen is still not full.
It is written screen, you are sharing screen. My screen is not available.
The screen is visible, sir, but the slide
Her slide is,
not at 100%.
it is not 100% yet. So I will stop
Yes,
it
sir.
here again, and again I will share with you. All right. I will share again, and let us see if it happens now. I believe so. It is full screen. That is why. Yes, now it is visible, ma'am. All people are visible to me.
Yes.
So first
No
was
worries, sir. It's visible, but not full, but no worries.
nobody. It might be cutting at the bottom. It will slide down. Just have a little bit patience. It will be sliding down. Fine. I'll start say, let us say, whether it is being recorded or not. Let me check. If it is recorded, no, it is being recorded. Yeah. You see, first I told you fly like an eagle. That means people will keep on nipping at you. People will keep on trying to stop you. They will discard you. They will disturb you. They will try to demotivate you, but never go in their way. This is the first lesson which we learned yesterday. Bring I to the forefront. Be selfish. I tell you in the blunt words, be selfish when it comes to the positivity, which means make friends with the positive people. Avoid the negativity in your surroundings. Avoid the negative people in your life. So certainly if you cannot change circumstances, you can change yourself. If you cannot change a negative environment, you can remove yourself from that environment. Develop the abilities that are required for, number one was critical thinking. Number two is collaboration. Number three is creativity. And number four was communication. Take one at a time, but keeping other ones in the mind. You have to be humble. Fine, that is good. But not humble to such an extent that the people start using you. They start taking your humbleness as your shyness or whatsoever your reservedness as your shortcoming. It should be your strength. I can avoid you at any cost. The most important, as I told you just now, patience and humbleness. Be patient and try to wait sometimes for the result to come. Creativity, to develop creativity, I tell you one guru mantra is, start from the end. What is the final goal in that creativity? What exactly you want in the end? From that, you come back and come to the first step, where from to start. Generally, teachers are very much a little bit facing problem as to where from we should start. That is a big problem for them. And certainly to avoid this problem, it will be better to start from the end result. Now to collaborate means to develop a dedicated team for a particular task. For this, you have to first clarify the goals in specific and clear terms. What exactly I want in the end? We want this particular session of admissions to be fruitful so that by the end of September, we must enhance our strength by 10%, 20%, whatsoever your target we fix, be clear in those terms. Now give them a roadmap, how to do that. Be suggestive. But don't try to impose yourself on them. Give them some freedom to choose. You have given them a roadmap, and if they can have an alternate to that particular roadmap, give them freedom to choose. And then if there are certain deviations from the goal or the roadmap, they want to change a little bit, they want to adopt something new, seek some suggestions. Okay, fine, you speak it out and listen carefully and patiently. Let him finish with all his ideas. No discussions midway. Fine, if you think so that this is good, or this is an alternate route which you have given to me will work, then go ahead. But keep reporting or keep telling me what is the progress as per your route. But stick to your commitment. And this commitment word is very dangerous and very laborious work. It is not only for the purpose of finding the ultimate goal. It is for the purpose of giving. Say, for example, you have been given a duty of conducting a class where 40 minutes, duration is 40 minutes. Out of those 40 minutes, there are two variables. The one is instruction time and second is transition time. Transition means you are going from one class to staff room to second class, or from one class to another class to third class to fourth class. Simply whatsoever it is, that is transition time. Try to reduce transition time, try to enhance instruction time. Stick to your commitment. 40 out of 40 minutes you can never teach. You can never dedicate particularly all those 40 minutes to teaching only. But 38 minutes, 36 minutes, 35 minutes, if you are involved in that, commit to that. If you have to reach school by 7:30, which starts at 8 o'clock, reach 7:30 by any means. Make it a promise to you. Don't make promises to others, make promise to you. देखिए, इसके लिए सबसे best thing is that कि God Gopal Das is a very beautiful person, motivator. Every day I see one of his videos. This morning only I related with this one. Think about that you are moving in a car. The one who is driving in the seat, who is driver, he is concentrated totally on accelerator, brake, steering wheel, and road ahead. And you are sitting on the co-passenger seat, enjoying the nature outside, the weather outside, moving your fingers on your mobile, anything you can do. Think yourself, if you are doing all these things sitting on a driver's seat, what will happen? It is anybody's guess what will happen. So when this is commitment, when you are doing some task, think yourself to be in the driver's seat. Concentrate. I have to achieve this. How I achieve this? Concentrate. I have to take control of my speed, take control of my steering, be aware of the roadblocks, be aware of the turns, and I will reach the target. I will reach the goal. अभी मैंने flexibility की बात नहीं करी है, but I tell you one thing: be flexible. Flexibility is a very good thing, but don't bend too much so as to break yourself. Flexible means accept to some extent. If it is feasible, accept it. Seek some suggestions, as I told you earlier. Yes, it is good. Accept them if they are good. But don't bend to such an extent, like I tell you, with me only, there was an incident when I was principal nearly 12 years back in a global school. There was a teacher who slapped a nursery kid who was having chubby cheeks. So when he slapped him, there were red marks, finger marks on the cheek. He went home without crying, nothing doing. He was cheerful. But when parents saw that fingers prints on his cheek, they asked, what happened? What happened? What happened? That was a residential school. In the evening time, they came to me during the prep time. I was sitting in my office. The teacher on duty, he was roaming around, taking rounds, observing everybody, whatsoever is happening. And he started shouting, Manaka, there is no fun shouting here. Because you can say these things politely also, in a lower tone also, so that I understand. If you shout, it will be breaking my eardrums. I will not be able to listen you any further. I will have to rush to the hospital. Sorry, sir. He sat down quietly and showed his boy's face. I'm going to police station. Okay, that is your right. That is your right. You must go. But think about it. Going to the police station, over there, the policeman will be inquiring from your child, not in your presence might be. What happened? How happened? Did she hurt you angrily, happily, cheerfully? Oh, how it happened? And if he gives another view of this particular incident, what will happen? So he told me, whatsoever happened, I will go. So he went out. As soon as he went out, my action was flexible but without compromising. I immediately wrote show cause notice and send it through the PN to back home, her home. She refused to take it. The PN came back. Sir, उन्होंने लेने से मना कर दिया. मैंने कहा write it over there in the PN book, write it over there. लेने से मना किया. So that I am safe, because if you are working as a principal, head of the department, head of the institution, certainly the first action will be yours. And the police action will also be first on you. What you did? आप तो बैठे हुए हैं यहाँ पे आराम से. No, sir. There is the show cause notice I sent here, and this is the PN book she refused to take. So I am free of any burden, any pressure on my mind. So be flexible without compromising, without succumbing. Then I suspended her. Third day, a person from the management HR department came, sir, वो chairman का order है, आप इन्हें वापस ले लीजिए. मैंने कहा वो explanation दे दे. She gives me explanation, I take her back. Sir, आपको जाना पड़ सकता है. मैंने कहा no problem. If I go, I will go on a higher place. I left this job things way back at the age of 54 years. So looking at all these circumstances, I left everything, became a trainer, started my new journey, and now I am in front of you. So don't succumb to unnecessary, unethical, or illegible pressures. Don't compromise your self-respect. Let us go for the next one now. IMT, that is information literacy, media literacy, and technology literacy. These are very short, and this will take another 40 minutes to finish. Now, whenever you are teaching or learning, the information literacy means it involves 5 steps. The first thing is that define information literacy to yourself, because these are not to be taught as a subject. They are taught to be integrated with the, like for example, on the YouTube, if you go for the artificial intelligence in teaching chemistry, imagery science in teaching the wildlife, those are all the things. So that is information literacy means first you define the information literacy, what it is. Whatsoever the information is coming to you, that is the knowledge about that, the awareness about that is information literacy. Now show examples whether the information given to you is trustworthy or untrustworthy. Like I have been using these words, appropriate or inappropriate, good or bad. Good for me, bad for others, not acceptable. Good for others, bad for me, not acceptable. Within the acceptable limits, fine, that is good. And then define what makes a source trustworthy. अभी आप देखते हैं कि if you are watching ABP news, I don't know whether you people are watching news or not, because I have stopped it years back. But at those times, there were certain things कि stamp was used to come from the background, verified or unverified. So what is trustworthy? A political leader is making a speech and the opposition takes out one sentence out of that particular speech, and without mentioning the context, they say कि he said this, and making fun of it, criticizing it. So out of context, don't go. So trustworthy means when we see the statement, observation, information in the light of context, then it is trustworthy. Small pieces or snippets, they are not trustworthy. Now, next one is information efficiently and critically access and evaluation of information, which means that is what I told you earlier also. Critical. You have to be critical about it. And that way, in the critical thinking, whatsoever the abilities are required, put them up into action one by one, keeping other abilities back in the mind. Using them whenever you see that they can be utilized to find out whether this is trustworthy or not, whether it is worthy of being given to others or not. 1000 रुपए का नोट दोबारा से सर्कुलेशन में आ रहा है. From 1st of January, we are going to have 1000 denomination notes again in circulation. Whether it is trustworthy or not, 2000 notes have rather disappeared from the market. This is true. In majority of the cases, you might not have seen 2000 rupees note. But whether 1000 rupee note is coming back into the circulation or not, there is no authentic information so far from any of the minister or ministry, not even RBI. So it is not trustworthy so far as it comes from a trustworthy source. Then manage the information, the flow of information from variety of sources. It is coming from Ministry of Information and Technology, Ministry of Finance, Reserve Bank of India, variety of sources. Manage those information, the flow of that information, and then apply fundamental understanding of issues that surround the access and use of the information. I believe so. Now you might be going for the media. Media literacy is also very important, whether it is written, that means visual, whether it is audiovisual, television, print media, whatsoever it is. Media literacy means again the same thing, critical thinking, that is first analyze, evaluate, then create, then communicate. This is media literacy, about how the information flows from the source to the end user. Say, for example, I am a teacher And if on the Teachers' Day, the Prime Minister declares, yes, there will be incentive for the teachers who have not taken any leave throughout the year, the managements will be directed from by the CBSE to incentivize them by 30% of their daily wages, which means you have got 30 casual leaves, 15 casual leaves, 18 casual leaves, whatsoever the system exists. If you have not taken anything, 30% of your total leave will be encashed. Analyze it whether it is right or not. Can it happen or not? So one and particular discussion also in these things goes on in the staff rooms. So one of the person says, "Arey, during the COVID time, we got salary deduction. How can manage arrange these things? It is impossible." Probably without knowing that the government is also giving some incentive to the management people also to manage all these overdues of the salaries or flows of salaries. So you have to analyze media, whether it is authentic report or not. Now, oftentimes, most of the teachers, they use this media literacy as a very small piece in their digital citizenship. You know, digital citizenship, what it is. You are a member of Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and a number of social platforms. So you are a digital citizen. You are communicating, interacting with the people around the globe. Like, for example, in my webinars, there were people from Nigeria, South Africa, Israel, Indonesia, but I banned them all because sometimes I've seen there were not what you call appropriate messages in the group. I am committed to preserve the dignity of female members of the group. I have to maintain the dignity of male members also. So often these type of things happen in the digital citizenship. So you have to be very much careful while making friends. There are friend requests to me through LinkedIn also. They want to connect. First, I click on the picture and show if I can see what background he is. Out of nearly 4,900 friends, nearly 4,000 are there in my Facebook group. They are from education background. Either they are teachers, educators, counselors, principals, directors. They are all, even chairmen also, chairpersons also of certain schools, institutions. And my posts on Facebook, on my YouTube, on my Instagram, they are always related to education. Nothing sort of कि वो भिंडी की करी कैसे बनाए और चावल कैसे बनाए, nothing else. No other such thing कि कोविड के लिए अभी प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने स्टेट सेक्रेटरीज के साथ आज मीटिंग करी है. जो मीटिंग करी है उसका रिजल्ट सेक्रेटरीज को पता होना चाहिए. मुझे पता हो या ना हो, hardly makes a difference. So they include social media and cyberbullying also as their part because they are also related to media literacy. And that is very important. Cyberbullying. I am a cyber activist also as well as cyber crime expert also. Now, technology. That is technology literacy. In this technology literacy means you must have an upper hand on how to use this technology to do to accomplish different tasks, like communicate. I told you earlier, again repeating, humbleness, 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 which means your words should be so much polite. I tell you one example. In this webinar only, there was a gentleman who was from Karnataka, and he told me, why you are disturbing me? Manaka, you just get yourself out of this group. You know, why should I? Manaka, if you don't want, then you have to bear it. He challenged me, okay, fine, I will tell you. Manaka, you are stressing, you just write I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Why you just write one word, unsubscribe, And that will save you all problems. Your all stress will be gone. You will never see any of my posts. I have not subscribed. Why should I write unsubscribe? Subscription means if you have attended any one of my webinars throughout last 3 years, the WhatsApp message will certainly go to you. If you don't want such WhatsApp messages coming to you, you just write unsubscribe. I will say, my bot will say, chatbot it is. It will say, sorry to see you go, but in future, if you want to come back again, just write subscribe and we will start mailing you or giving you the messages. Ultimately, this morning only he gave me 29 messages, all written in Kannada. I could not understand anything, but in the end, I gave that what you call it, एक emoji type की होती है ऐसी वो हाथ जोड़ने वाली. I sent him back this one. After nearly 10 minutes, he wrote unsubscribed. He went out of the group and there was a bad report. जैसे मैंने बताया था chatbot लिखता है sorry to see you go. But unsubscribe he deleted. But I knew that unsubscribe लिखा है उसीलिए वहां पर sorry आया. So try to access, collect, manage, integrate and evaluate information. What kind of information I am getting, through what source it is coming, through what media it is coming, whether it is meant for me or not. Like for example, there is some webinar going on for coaching. I don't want to be a coach. I am a trainer. I am happy being a trainer. So I don't want that type of things. Build and share. You see, endeavor to predict future needs. आज मैं training में हूँ, webinars कर रहा हूँ. It was not my forte. Earlier I used to conduct, these days also sometimes, although it has come down in intensity, the physical workshops. When I saw the teachers moving online mode, then certainly I asked myself, if a teacher can move online, why can't Ajay Sharma, you can move online? There are my friends who we started one magazine 16 years back in the name of Teachers Net. I have shared it in the group. You might have seen the cover of November 22 issue. 16 years we are there. So at that time, I felt this is the need that I must go online. I learned from him the techniques, how to operate Zoom, how to record Zoom. Still, my knowledge is a little bit less. It is not 100% complete. So I identified that need, solved that particular problem of facing the people through webinars, on the Zoom, on the camera, and then create solution. Now I'm sitting in front of you. Improve and enhance learning in all subject areas and experiences. You see, I am 60 years. If I would have been in job, today, this year, only in March, I would have retired. There was no other way going to the open market with that subject knowledge only. I identified this need nearly 8 years back at the age of 54. Yes, after retirement, what I'll do? Go for training. Learn how to train the people. So how to train the people means first I must learn, then only I will teach you. First I go for my graduation, post-graduation and professional degrees. Then only I can go to. Even after that also it happens that the novices, the new age teachers and new age principals particularly, when they sit on the chair, generally what happens is that they don't sit on the chair sits on their head. Their behavior, their attitude towards the public, towards the parents, towards the vendors, towards the community, admission seekers, it is very much Hitlerian type, which is not effective. Hitler, Mussolini, Hirohito, all those were what you call autocrats. They all, you see, if there is anything which is persistent, constant, that is change. Change is the only constant thing. You know that this proverb very much. You have to keep on changing, but changing for the betterment, improve. So build and share knowledge. Improve and enhance learning. Then apply technology and critical thinking to real world experiences. ये सारी skills आपके अंदर जब आएंगी, जिस दिन that day you will be seeing कि somebody referred me to you. If you are humble in your organization, this will give you an edge in your personal branding also. This is coming up session in the next 20 days. Personal branding. What are the things required in your personality that you people refer to you? Kare, go and see Mr. Mohan Thakur. Go and see meet him. See what kind of man he is, what kind of gentleman he is, how he behaves, how he talks, how he walks, how he reacts to the offensive situations also. That gives you branding. So apply that technology also in the similar way for the real world experiences. If a person comes to you charging, what will happen? If you don't move out of his way, so you will be getting hurt. The only way is to stop him is you cannot stop him. So better you go out of his way. Let him go and cross your path. Finish. Then develop that particular knowledge and skill to adopt to the changing technology. The technology is also changing on the daily basis. And the live example for this is some of the times in a day, 2 day, 3 day, 5 day a week, you may see if you are going to operate any app, you see update your app. You update it and it starts working. They might have made a little bit of change in their app, but it is very much useful for you. So have the skills to adapt to that changing technology. And then use that technology to meet your personal needs. Number one, I told you, develop yourself, empower yourself, enlighten yourself, raise above the standards, make a new standard yourself. You raise the bar. In general terms, it is say, raise the bar for yourself. Today I am here, tomorrow where I will be. What is my target for the next 10 days during the winter break? What I will do to improve in my personality, number one. Objectives likhiye apne for next 10 days. Tomorrow onwards, we are on holidays. Celebration, yes, it is very much required during this break. But then, not giving backseat to your personal development. So, use technology for the personal needs, interests, and learning styles. The next one is flexibility. I told you earlier, there is not much to be discussed here. Flexibility means to adapt to certain changes and understand difference in the views that impact your decisions. I told you earlier 3 things. Don't succumb. Don't compromise. Don't compromise. Don't bend too much to break yourself. So that the people start telling Ajay Sharma is a spineless people. A spineless person. No. Never compromise on self-respect. But try to adapt to take something, accept something which is feasible, which is possible, which is positive. If somebody says, sir, your way of talking is very humble. Fine, I have changed over years, I have changed. Over years, it have taken. But one day I started with 0. The first day it was awkward to me also, because I used to boil up immediately. So my mentors told me, Sharma, you don't go for humbleness, go for patience. Start with the patience. Patience means control yourself to such an extent that you can hear or listen to somebody speaking. You can watch the things happening. Then you letting go of control and adapting to decisions. You may not always agree. People used to say something, sir, the tricolor has to be taken down in the evening time. I told them that is long gone back. Now you can fly your flags, the Indian flag, at your rooftop, provided the guidelines you follow. So you have to be flexible and then adapt the decisions. You don't agree, so you make others agree to your viewpoint. And certainly it will be very difficult for the students to be taught these skills. Start with them. Two discussions are going on, no heated
हेलो
discussion. Yes.
गेट पे हैं हेलो जी सर
This is why I say mute yourself. Sorry. So what we do is we may not agree. अब ये यहाँ पर आता है कि it is very difficult to teach these skills to the schoolers, particularly class 6 onwards. So start with the patients. Go for two people, bring them to the front of the class, start discussing about anything, the weather, the climate change, anything, whatsoever the topic you think is suitable for you both today. One is against, one is for. That is a debate. Go for that. You don't have to accept others' views, but you have to put your views such effectively with such weight that the other is forced to accept it. Whether they are wrong or right is something different. Even if they are wrong, the other one is forced to accept. Nahi, nahi, Sharma ne kaha hai, theek. So you have to have your personal brand ki nahi, Sharma ne kaha hai to theek. वो पर्सनल ब्रांडिंग के लिए आपके अंदर ये चीजें होनी चाहिए. दैट इज कॉल्ड क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग. उसके लिए वो एबिलिटीज डेवलप देम वन बाय वन. Develop them one by one. Flexibility will automatically come to you. But you can't teach these flexibility in this. Like for example, in the debates, you can give them buzzers. If you don't disagree, one buzzer. If you want to speak something, one buzzer. You may not be given time immediately, but you will be given time. Teach them to be patient. If they are patient, then humbleness, then polite in their action, their attitude, their behavior, their reaction towards other people who are offensive. कहीं मैंने एक डायलॉग सुना था कि इसने मुझे गाली दी, तो टीचर ने बोला कि तुमने ली कि नहीं ली. कि सर मैं लेना ना लेने का मतलब नहीं, इसने गाली दी कि तुम नहीं लेते तो इसी के पास जाती वापस. He gives you 5 rupee note, you don't take, where it goes back to him. This will teach him to be quiet. Somebody abusing me, using wrong words with me, I am looking at his face, blank face, without any facial expressions, not getting furious, not getting happy, just neutral, listening to him. And if you want to offend the other person who is offensive to you, put a small smile on your face. आप उसको सुने without any yes or no, nothing, no gestures, with a small smile on your face. He will himself get offensive. He will get offended. Ki I am giving him, I am abusing him, using wrong words, and still he is smiling. So that is your personality. That way you have to develop. And once you develop, go start with this particular flexibility with your own kids. आपका अपना बच्चा अपनी बात नहीं सुनता है, फाइन, नो प्रॉब्लम. तो अपनी बात तो बोलो फिर. अगर मेरी बात नहीं सुननी तो अपनी बात बोलो. Today we are going to picnic for Christmas. What should we wear? Your son says that I will be wearing that Bermudas. Beta, it is cold. Come on, Dad. Like I tell you, one of my relatives came with his son to my daughter's marriage, and his father was too much, possessive type. He was having noodles, and obviously noodles are long things, so they keep dripping off the lips. उसके फादर ने एमी से बोला, रियान ठीक से खाओ. He was very humble in speaking. Rian reacted, यार कहीं तो छोड़ दिया करो. Everywhere, wherever we are, आप हमेशा अपना ज्ञान बांटते रहते हो. मेरे को enjoy करने दो noodles. And that too in front of 20, 25 people, 30 people around. It was a party going on, the marriage party going on. Think about how much offense of his father might have observed. So this is very difficult to teach. Try with your own kids. Give them space, give them freedom to express themselves. Okay, fine. खाओ जैसे खाना है, हम साफ कर देंगे. दूसरी ड्रेस लेके आए हैं, रूम में जाना पड़ेगा. लेकिन रूम में जाओगे तो 15 मिनट लगेंगे ड्रेस चेंज करने में. ये सोचो कि 15 मिनट का एंटरटेनमेंट आपका मिस हो जाएगा. यहाँ पे तो डीजे भी चल रहा है, लोग नाच रहे हैं, गा रहे हैं, खाना भी खा रहे हैं. Think about it and do as you like. Certainly you gives him some space to think about. Yes, daddy is right. अगर मेरे कपड़े गंदे हो गए तो मैं 15 मिनट का ये एंटरटेनमेंट, ये शो मिस कर दूंगा. He will behave, he start behaving. He might start, he might not start, depending upon his own decisions or his own offensiveness, how much deep it is rather sitting in his personality. Because he is saying, every time you keeps on stopping me, giving me suggestions, this, do that, do that. Stop it now, we are in party. So certainly it has gone very deep. Don't sermonize them every time. Give them some examples. You yourself. आप थके आ रहे हैं, बॉस की थोड़ी डांट भी पड़ गई है आपको. Mood off है. But don't take that off mood back to your home. उसको दरवाजे के बाहर छोड़ दो. नहीं होता है चेंज करने के लिए, रास्ते से थोड़े से समोसे ले लो, जलेबी ले लो. Come with a cheerful mood to your house, because now you are entering a new atmosphere where your presence is going to impact the home atmosphere also. So you have to change that also. Give them some space. आओ समोसे खाएंगे. आपका मूड ऑफ है ना, तो आपकी वजह से दूसरों का मूड ऑफ क्यों? Create something new which is expectable, or which is rather they accept it happily. They will never come to know that you have come across such a trauma in the office. Forget it. Next thing in flexibility is, if you approach flexibility in relation to other skills, then you will be finding that it is very easy to teach, or rather, not actually it is teaching. There is no appropriate word to replace this teaching word. It is basically you behave yourself and it is adopted by your students, by your own kids. Collaboration, creativity and critical thinking से easy है इसको दिखाना. First you express your flexibility. देखो मैंने आपकी बात बिल्कुल अच्छे से सुनी थी. Now you listen to me. बस अब डैडी शुरू हो जाएंगे. I have heard these words, that particular child, अब डैडी शुरू हो जाएंगे. Because they are also ripe with all these type of advices every time. No advice. Do as you like. That is flexibility. Once you give them flexibility, make them group leaders. If the person is talkative, bring him to the front of the class, announce he is now your quiet officer. I don't use the word monitors, supervisors, in charges, nothing. Because most of the parents come to your school, you in person, कि सर हमारे बच्चों को दो चीज सिखा दीजिए. Only two things we want our kids to learn. One is English speaking, and second is make him officer. So certainly you cannot make him officer, but you can develop officer-like qualities, OLQs, in these kids. And that way, it is in army or in the defense forces, this flexibility don't work. So what they are taught, how they are trained, or sir, easier to teach की जगह easier to train them. That will be rather a good word. What they are trained in. अभी आप देखिए कि हमें दिल्ली की ठंड में, पुणे की ठंड में, हैदराबाद की ठंड में, we are feeling a little bit chill. Think about those soldiers sitting on the top of Tibet Heights, Kargil. माइनस में टेम्परेचर है, पानी नहीं पिया जाता है, डिहाइड्रेशन, फूड यू कैन नॉट ईट. अभी हम कहते हैं गरम गरम चपाती चाहिए. थिंक अबाउट दोज पीपल हु आर सेफगार्डिंग आवर लाइव्स. They are flexible only to the extent that they accept the orders and then rigid to implement them. Point 3747, we have to conquer. Within a week time, we have to unfurl the tricolor over there. That is the goal. Very clear terms. Now, how you reach there, it is left to the commanding officer, that is either captain or major or colonel, full colonel or lieutenant colonel, whosoever it is, he is given. He gives command, ki theek hai, you approach from right side, I will approach from left side, and the third party will go from the back. The front one will be keeping on firing, so that their attention is on the firing side. From three sides, they will be unaware. Technology. First thing is strategize the things. The first thing is flexible. And being flexible means you leave your ego outside the class. जो मैं कह रहा हूं वो हमारे टाइम में होता था कि if teacher has taught us photosynthesis is the process of making food by the plants in presence of carbon dioxide and sunlight. Exact words, if they are written, they are given marks. Otherwise, they were not given marks. But now, don't be rigid that much. You express yourself in your own words. Plants make their food in presence of oxygen, using carbon dioxide in presence of sunlight, and this process is photosynthesis. Whatsoever the thing is, the terms are clear, you get the concept, the child got the concept, give them full marks. So this is flexibility. Nowadays it is creeping. Open to the ideas. Sir, if sunlight is utilized for making food, then why plants can't make food in the artificial light? Now you have to explain. So open to the ideas, different approaches to the problem, and then listen to what ideas they have got. Workplace में भी यही flexibility होती है. Try to accept the ideas from your juniors, your subordinates, your students, your staff. Group D staff भी कभी आपको idea अच्छे दे देता है. So be flexible to accept, listen. If they are feasible, accept them. Now the leadership. Leadership is someone's penchant for setting goals. Walking a team means taking your team through the steps that are required to achieve those goals. And that is through collaboration. I have talked earlier also much about this, but leadership applies to the career also. The fresh hires, they have to first have the capacity or ability to listen. What exactly is being explained? The entry-level workers need leadership skills right from the beginning. आप उनको दीजिए. जो novices आपके institutions में आते हैं, give them responsibility right from day one, or at least let them settle. उनका induction आपके institution में हो गया. They know what department functions, like how they function, who are the persons working over there, whom to contact in the what conditions. Now, after a week, start them responsibility. And for that, there is one of my webinars, that KYT, know your teachers. You know your hobbies. You know their tendencies. You know their likings. Utilize them. A science teacher is very good in playing guitar. Utilize him for guitar classes. Train the students in guitar. The basics you teach, expertise you will take care. Give them responsibility. Physics teacher, very good in electronics, got 90% in electronics and BSc. Take his services. You will be in charge of audiovisual club. Go for that. Train the teacher, train the students in handling the audiovisual equipment. Then they go for the higher positions, head of the departments. Then second hand or 2 IC of this school is vice principal. Then they may go for the higher standing. And this happens in every business. Generally, the ones who are new to the organization, they are not heard to very carefully, but they are heard. So give them responsibility, understand the decisions that the managers and business leaders make, how the decisions are reached, what is the process of making a decision. Train them in that particular skill and move on. This is leadership. Leadership is apply their leadership skills when they are promoted. That is entry level employees, novices. जब वहां पर skills आपने train कर दिया उनको, those skills they will apply in their middle management level, yeah, equivalent. And then over here they will implement their learnings, the 21st century skills, what they have learned previously, they will apply. And then they will apply these experiences also in their workplace to improve for a better understanding, better atmosphere, better targets. They need to lead entire companies, certainly. At one point of time, you might see that one of your teachers is becoming principal. Obviously, one or two will become principal, not all. But there are certain schools where the learning environment is established. Nobody will teach you, nobody will tell you what to do, what not to do, but the learning environment is like that. You absorb those things happening, observe them, take them up, apply in your life, and move on. I worked in a school called St. Paul's, Darjeeling. It is a residential school for boys, one of the top 5 schools, residential schools in Asia. Nobody teaches. All the students also are in the higher level management. All the teachers also in the higher level. Either they retired as a principals, they are in collaboration. We are working in collaboration with each other in the different regions of the country as in training. They are also doing the same thing. They associated with me. Yes, Sharma, तुम क्या कर रहा है? मैं तो भाई 8 साल से ट्रेनिंग में हूँ. ओ, रिटायर हो गया? मैंने कहा भाई 60 साल का तो अब हुआ हूँ. मैंने जॉब को रिटायर कर दिया. मैं रिटायर नहीं हूँ. मैंने अपने जो जॉब थी एज ए एम्प्लॉयर एम्प्लॉय रिलेशन था वो खत्म कर दिए सारे. This is the real world now. And I learn everything I learn today also. The next thing is that when they lead individual department, they learn ins and outs of their specific career. Head of the science department will learn how I am a man of chemistry, but how the physics department works, how the biology department works, how the life science department works, biotechnology kaise kaam karti hai. I learn everything from and then lead those departments. But I tell you one thing again, over here, leadership alone is not enough to get ahead. जैसे न्यू एज टीचर्स मैंने बोले थे आपको पहले भी एग्जांपल दिया, नए जगह पे था. It was a place where there was a principal who was 32 years. लेकिन इसमें ये skills नहीं है. So what is the fun of being a leader when you don't know humbleness, when you don't know etiquettes? If anybody, a lady comes to your office, you must stand up. Good morning, madam. Welcome. Please have a seat. Please have a glass of water. Would you like to have a cup of tea or coffee? कोई पेरेंट आपके पास ये चाय कॉफी पीने के लिए नहीं आता. But they do come for your guidance. And if you are rough and tough, they will be scared to enter your room, and they will never enter your room without asking the PN, साहब का mood कैसा है? This should not happen. Every time my doors are open, every time I am cheerful, every time I am welcome. I am in a welcoming mood. Come, have a seat, have a glass of water, tea or coffee. आपने कितना time? 30 seconds, not more than 30 seconds you will spend asking these things. बताइए madam, what can I do for you? Not this key, why you have come. What I can do for you. And you will see the result will be humbleness again coming back to you. He or she will be telling very politely ki what is her problem. Sir, I will not be able to pay the fees this week. It is due, of course, from 1st. Today is 10th of the month. Today is 10th of the month, but I will not be able to. Please हाँ बताइए फिर क्या चाहते हैं आप कि सर आई वांट एन एक्सक्यूज फॉर 1 वीक. ओके फाइन, राइट एन एप्लीकेशन एंड आई विल नोटिफाई. तो कहते सर ऐसे ही बोल दीजिए ना अकाउंट्स डिपार्टमेंट में. वो कहते मैडम दीज आर द ऑफिशियल रिकॉर्ड्स. आफ्टर 1 वीक वी विल बी रिव्यूइंग कि हाउ मेनी फीस are still left over. We have to give them a reminders. You are so much busy that you might again forget it. So this is our procedure to keep everything abreast. We keep ourselves abreast of every information, and we will certainly get back to you when it is due. If you come before that, we will be thankful to you. Otherwise, we will remind you in your what you call busy schedule what is to be done. The next is initiative. Initiative means doing something out of turn, and it comes naturally only to few people. Not everybody will take initiative. This is one of the hardest skill to learn and practice. And why it is hardest to learn and practice is because one thing is very much there कि nobody wants to spare your time for no returns. मैं आधा घंटा क्यों दूं? मुझे क्या मिलेगा इसके बाद? डोंट एक्सपेक्ट एनीथिंग, ट्राई टू गिव. ये आई जो है ना, आई यहां पर छोड़ देना चाहिए. जो मैंने पहले कहा था कि आई रखो उधर इन द पॉजिटिविटी, कीप दैट आई ओवर हियर. इफ यू डू समथिंग एक्स्ट्रा यू विल लर्न समथिंग एक्स्ट्रा. योर एक्सपीरियंस विल बी रिचर. आपको 10 किलोमीटर जाना है और आपके गाइड ने बोला है कि एवरी डे यू हैव टू गो 1 किलोमीटर. So 10 days you will take. So target is 10 kilometers, 10 days. What will be more better, much better for you? Not more better, it is a wrong word, more better. Which will be better option for you? Consistency or intensity? Tell me, this consistency or intensity? Consistency means doing one work repeatedly again and again, which means you are constant in your doing work. And intensity means whole work you are putting together. एक ही दिन सर 9 दिन आराम करेंगे और 10वें दिन I will run 10 kilometers. मैं 6 दिन 1-1 घंटा जिम जाऊंगा, that will be better. Or intensity 6 hours on Sunday I will go to gym, which will be better. Think about this. Similar is the initiative. If I go for half an hour, principal is stuck in something, parents are waiting in the waiting lounge, then certainly I go and meet parents. और सर बताएं मैं यहाँ पर टीचर हूँ, केमिस्ट्री का टीचर हूँ, I am teaching senior classes. Anything important? कि हाँ सर वो बच्चे के बारे में बात करनी है. Oh, okay. थोड़ा सा open up करिए, देखिए you will be getting new experiences from the parents. That is initiative. For the kids, it will be for something for getting good grades. They walk a mile extra. You also start walking a mile extra. Principals don't have time. School is 6 hours, but they are working 18 hours. Every time those things keep on moving in the जो लोग कहते हैं मेडिटेट करो इस de-stress करने के लिए meditation is not. I challenge anybody except he is a sadhu or yogi. You cannot stop your brain working 24 hours. Even while you are sleeping, it is working. You keep doing the things, watch something, and some idea pops up. Oh, this thing can be utilized over there. Fine, you note it down. That way you are working. मैडम कभी कभी सब्जी बना रही हैं, सब्जी जल जाती है because mind is working somewhere else. जब थोड़ी सी खुशबू आई तो फिर गैस बंद कर दी, निकाल लिया. नेक्स्ट थिंग इज कि दिस इज, अभी मैंने बोला था एक्स्ट्रा 30 मिनट्स अगर काम कर लेंगे, दिस इज नथिंग. समटाइम इट इज वॉलंटरी. The principal is trying to find out a person who can just bring him a lunch because मेरे को आज सवेरे ब्रेकफास्ट भी नहीं मिला, एनुअल डे है कल परसों, उसकी तैयारियां करनी है, सवेरे जल्दी आ गया, दोपहर सुबह से लेके अब तक 1 या 2 कॉफी पी ली है, बट आई एम फीलिंग हंग्री. पेन को नहीं छोड़ सकता because he will be dealing with the parents and all the vendors who are coming to see me, what should I do? Sir, आपने आज lunch नहीं लिया. And see if that volunteer comes to you, how much cheerful you will be कि there is somebody to take care of you. So that way you also make somebody happy. मैडम आज आपकी तबीयत ठीक नहीं हो रही है, you go and sit in the staff room, I will take your class. नहीं सर ठीक है, no madam, I can see your face is telling every story. Go and take some rest. How much happy that teacher, and this will be helping you in creating your brand, in establishing yourself as a brand. Yes, Mr. Mohan Thakur is somebody reliable. He feels, he empathizes. So this is somebody's character in terms of work ethics कहिए, professional progress कहिए, personal life में भी कहिए. आज मैडम की तबीयत ठीक नहीं है, चलो मैं ऑफिस से जाऊंगा नहीं, तो मैं यहाँ से पैक करवा के ले लूंगा, या जोमेटो से फोन कॉल कर लूंगा, डोमिनोज से पिज्जा मंगा लेंगे. But my wife doesn't like it and she is not feeling well also. So what should I do? घर गए, चाय का बनाया, उनको भी चाय दी, and then start working in the kitchen. जो भी आपको आता है, खिचड़ी बना लीजिए. Is this initiative you work in your personal life also? You feel how much loved you will be. So this gives you character. और जब initiative is practiced with the qualities like flexibility and leadership, वो दो जो है, you are the head of the family but still you are taking initiative. चलो मैं बच्चों का आज होमवर्क करवा दूंगा. Let me also see, involve. वही मैंने कहा ना डाई में, disengage के लिए करने के बाद उनको engage भी करना है. Sit with your kids. चलो आज मैं देखता हूँ आपने क्या पढ़ाई करी है भाई, लाओ होमवर्क अपना आज आपका होमवर्क मैं करवाता हूँ, rather than going to the tuition. Sit with me. So this will give you a broad view of the personality of your child, what exactly he is and where you want to push him. The last one is productivity. And productivity का गुरु मंत्र तो यही है, more done in less time. That is productivity. In business terms, it is called efficiency. More done in less time के बारे में ज्यादा बोलेंगे तो जब समझ में नहीं आएगा. Productivity means to create something new, create something more, and more done in less time or same time. But for that, आपने एक स्टोरी सुनी होगी, sharpen your axe. One of the US leaders, I don't know, he was Abraham Lincoln or somebody else. If I am given 8 hours to do a task, I will spend 6 hours in upskilling myself. पहले upskilling जरूरी है, और वो productivity के लिए भी बहुत जरूरी है. Upskill yourself. इसके लिए गुरु मंत्र आपको मैं बताऊं, आपको लाइफ सेट करने का गुरु मंत्र है. There are 3 S's. First is mindset. सवेरे उठते के साथ तय कर लीजिए कि आज मेरा पूरे दिन का टारगेट ये है. माइंडसेट परफेक्ट. ड्राइवर सीट में बैठिए एंड डिसाइड अबाउट इट. जब ड्राइविंग सीट में आप बैठेंगे तो यू विल बी केयरफुल, यू विल बी कंसंट्रेटेड, यू विल बी हैविंग कंट्रोल्स इन योर हेड. प्रोडक्टिविटी के लिए गुरु मंत्र है ये, एंड दिस इज फॉर द लाइफ आल्सो. फर्स्ट इज माइंडसेट. सेकंड इज हेल्थ सेट. दिमाग से मैं चाहता हूं, my mind is very much set to move 10 kilometers, but whether my body will be helping me out, will it be supporting my venture? So health set. And third thing is skill set. I have to walk 10 kilometers. How do I walk? Walk fast first and then slowly. First slowly and then fast. Or consistency should be there. That is skill set. So if these 3 sets are set, first is mindset, health set, skill set is equal to life set. Your life will be very much set in each sphere, whether it is professional, whether it is personal, it will be set. Carry out those ideas that are determined through flexibility, leadership and initiative. Productivity तो अपने आप ही आ जाएगी. प्रोडक्टिविटी अपने आप आ जाती है when we go for these things. They determine which is determined. The productivity is determined by three things combined together: flexibility, leadership, and initiative. Next is social skills. देखिए ये इसके बारे में बड़ा crucial time है. This is very crucial time going on, and we can see the businesses that are frequently happening. The social skills they are missing. I've seen the people communication को यहाँ पे मैं लेके आता हूँ आपको एक example दूँ. There is one subordinate in the webinars itself, one school webinar I am telling, and the principal is wants to convey to me her idea कि sir don't talk to these type of people, communicate with me. So she writes on WhatsApp, you will not talk to such and such person. You will not means you are directing me. You are giving me order. And requesting में एक word इसमें use करना है please. Please don't talk with such and such person. The tone is totally different for both the sentences. One is order, one is request. So this request part is missing in our kids' life also. Some person who is helping you, he has obliged you a number of times. And you are working with a management person whom she doesn't know, he doesn't know. When you are talking, she taps on your shoulder and कि अजय जी ये काम कर दीजिए. You will just speak out कि मैडम मैं मैनेजमेंट से बात कर रहा हूँ. Second time she taps and does like this with broad eyes. You know me. This is the gesture. Without speaking, you can understand these gestures. You know me. And later on, that blast came out. Some good words were used to me. I still said, thank you. I don't take these words. So they go back to you. So this concept of networking, social skills, they are very much to be developed. And for this, अभी देखिए पहले हम लोग पढ़ते थे ऐसे नमस्कार करते थे. सर राम राम, सर नमस्कार, और कैसे हैं, सब ठीक ठाक, घर में सब कुशल मंगल, और बताइए कैसे आना हो. अभी पूछते हैं हाय बड़ी और सब. So for these social changes or social skills, some of the people they are left behind, far behind. वो अपने ग्रुप से बहुत पीछे है. Because the humbleness is gone, patience is gone, the tone, the way they express themselves, the way they accept others, they are far behind. And some are far ahead also, they are lucky. Because socializing comes to them very naturally in their home atmosphere. This is welcoming the guests. अरे मल्होत्रा साहब नमस्कार नमस्कार, बहुत दिनों में दर्शन दिए सर, आइए 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 आइए, गले मिल लिए आप उनसे. Your child, your children, they are watching you and you explain to them, अंकल से मिलो, ये हमारे 18 साल पुराने दोस्त हैं. Who? They will be surprised. हमारी फ्रेंडशिप तो अभी 2 महीने चलती है और उसके बाद टूट जाती है, फिर पता ही नहीं चलता कहाँ गए दोस्त. Because our social skills, our kids are missing those social skills. They are lagging behind in those social skills. और ये social skills home atmosphere से बेहतर कहीं नहीं आ सकती. Of course, in the classroom teaching, when you are going for this, go for this type of scene creating by role play. You are the householder, you are the host. There are few friends of yours coming from you. Your wife's friends are coming to you, your husband's friends coming to your place. What you will do? But those friends, out of those friends, one was very strict with your father. He is the boss of your father. He is friend also as well as boss also. And he used to be very strict with your father. पहले पूरी कहानियां आपने बता दी. And then now you expect them to respect that particular person. He will never. क्योंकि ये सोशल स्किल उसके अंदर डेवलप हुई ही नहीं है कि whatsoever you are giving to me, if it is not acceptable to me, it goes back to you. So do good to others, it will come back to you. You be a humble listener, Others will also be a humble listener. They will also give you your ears, their time, everything to hear you, to listen to you, your ideas, accept them with flexibility. Create something new like you are doing. Next one is, and the last one is, यहाँ पर जो मिसिंग चीजें हैं, today's world, ये पहले भी थी, आज भी है. Crash course इसमें नहीं हो सकता है, although I have written they need a crash course, but there can never be crash course. Yes, role play के through अगर आप lower classes में ये शुरू कर दें अभी से, तो certainly you will be able to create a new atmosphere. फौजिया बेगम हमारे साथ बैठी हुई हैं. She is a soft skill trainer in Osmania University, Hyderabad. And she knows better than me why this is required at university level. Because the social skills are missing. They don't have etiquettes, manners, politeness, small talks. They are always going behind them. Small talks again take the center stage in day-to-day's work. So learn means teaching them, training them in an educational setting rather than social setting. Educational setting में classroom में ये अपना role play के through you try to train them in these skills. So this means this is one of the most important skill to be added to their lives, and this can be done by the school teachers. If you start doing today, as a principal, go to the staff room, have your lunch with them, take 20 minutes out of your busy schedule. These 20 minutes lunch break, I will not do. चपरासी को अपने बोल दिया कि कोई भी आएगा तो चाय कॉफी पूछ लेना, पानी जरूर दे देना. एटिकेट्स उनको भी सिखाने हैं. So that when you try to speak something, the kids, your own kids or the school kids, they don't say कि अब ये पकाएगा. This is the general statement behind your back. Oh, अब शुरू हो गया. Forget about these things. Start today. Winter break के बाद अभी एक objective लिख लीजिए, goal setting कर लीजिए. I will start with the mannerism first. Table manners क्या होते हैं? Welcoming manners क्या होते हैं? Entering your house, what are the manners? Etiquette क्या होता है? Politeness क्या होता है? Train them one by one by one, and make a target for 3 months. By 31st of March, my whole primary section will be polite, humble, flexible, manners, and etiquettes. When you talk to your senior, you put your hands on the back. Don't keep your hands in the pocket. Don't keep folded like this when you are talking to your senior. These are etiquettes. Even your father also, even your boss also. Subordinate के साथ भी अगर आप बात कर रहे हैं तो जेब में हाथ नहीं डालने. Ladies के साथ बात कर रहे हैं तब भी जेब में हाथ नहीं डालने चाहिए. Try to put these things, train them in these things. With this, my training for the second day is over. Here is the schedule for next 15 days. 14th January say, if you want to note it down. Otherwise, you will get the notification through my chat bot. And the last slide is here. Wherever and whenever you need help, so don't hesitate. Do write or call myself. This is my number. You might have got in the group also. And this is my mail ID. Although you will be getting certificates and everything through other mail. So I will stop sharing here in itself and then go back to the screen and let us see if there is something fruitful comes up in the discussion in the group itself. Yes, we can go for something, creating something positive out of today's discussion. The certificates are ready. I have already done it today morning. Major Ranjit, yes, he has to go. Dr. Chakravarti, thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much. फौजिया जी, आप कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे सॉफ्ट स्किल्स के बारे में? If there is nobody to speak out anything, then we will end this today's session here itself. And once it is converted, yes, Mrs. Swarampati, Chandrika ji.
Thank you very much, sir. As you said, very good suggestions. I mean, how deal with, like you said, children. Most of the parents, when they come to me, I keep asking only one question. Do you listen to your children? First,
Right.
the minute they start saying, they start giving lectures. I said they will shut off the minute you start giving lectures. दूसरी बार दोबारा वो बोलेंगे ही नहीं है. Anyhow, we have to guide them. Please listen to them. They have, something in their mind to say. Their
Very much.
difficulty. What is? I don't know, sir. So I could recollect what when you are saying so many things. I could connect with what you are saying.
This really happens because this setting has gone out of our homes.
Yeah.
This is not
And-
existing in our homes. That's why it is not existing in our
Definitely.
workplace also. Thank you very much,
Then-
ma'am, for your comments.
Yeah.
Was
Thank
there
you
your
very
question?
much, sir. It was very good. And hats off for your energy, sir. Continuously, you have.
Madam, this is all your guess. You
And-
people are cooperating. You people are patient listeners.
Um,
You have got the guts to sit for 1.5 hours listening to this sermonizing and all that, whatsoever the word you use. If you can listen, then why can't I speak?
So much learning is there, definitely, sir. It's worth listening.
All right. Thank you very much, ma'am. I
Thank
will
you
be
very
opening
much,
the
sir.
window. I will be opening the WhatsApp window for your comments now. And Dr. Nivedita is back from the school, 7:30.
The car, as usual.
This is Katha, as usual.
Yes. Sports
Dr.
day
Chakrabarty,
tomorrow.
thank you very much, Dr. Thakkar Chakrabarty. Yes, Kulkarni Sahab, it is very much useful in your home life also as well as school life. Thank you very much for your comments. I'll be opening the window, the WhatsApp window, till tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock. Whatsoever the problems you have got, understanding these concepts or facing any problem, you just let me know and I will be very much happy to give you certain suggestions which might work.
Thank you
Right,
so
ma'am?
much, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Fauziaji. Thank
Thank
you
you,
for being
sir.
here.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Now I'll be ending it up.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Saab.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Padma ji.
Not alone.